And welcome to today's quick little pick a card reading. And I wonder if we can have a quick chat. What is it that you wish you knew? And more importantly, what message does Spirit have for you this morning? So we're going to be using our Whispering Woods deck for everyone, as well as a read from the Energy Oracle cards. So as I mix these cards, good morning, Mystic Christina Rose. I was wondering if you were going to be out and about today. Today, our messages are all about love. Hey, Lily, welcome. And and really, what's hitting my heart, and I've been having a lot of dreams. Sometimes I don't remember them when I wake up. But what I'm sensing is self-love. What in the world is it? And why are we so hard on ourselves? Why do we push to the extremes what we think we can do when things have turned in a life that's not quite what we wanted? Magnificent success. Welcome, Dina. So glad you guys are here. Deeksha. Oh, you know what? Just I'm putting my hand on my heart right now. So you guys, if you wouldn't mind duplicating that and putting your hand on your heart, and we can join our energy. There's I place my hand on the cards, and just take a deep breath. And let's just be grateful for each other. You guys are a community. Even though we can't sit in a circle and look at one another and greet one another, hug one another with our arms, the truth is that we are together in spirit. And y'all who come every week to be part of what I'm creating here is really important to me. So I'm just thanking Spirit for bringing you. And I'm going to go through our cards today with a special heart for what do we need to know about how to love ourselves. Okay, that's my main mission today. And these are going to be quick messages because I know y'all are busy doing your life and not as much time to spend here. A lot of people just come by and swing into our momentum for just a moment. So, Miss Christina Rose, you are the first person here today. So, I'm going to have a reading for you to start off with. And this card actually came up in my little victory vitamins. That's what I call my tiny videos that I put out to just like nourish your souls, because this particular card is about vulnerability and power. And so as I look at the art, the first thing I want to notice that pops into my mind is the light that's right around, almost like a halo around Archangel Michael's painting, whoever that depicted this version of Archangel Michael. We're seeing a lot of vulnerability because he's bare chested. And then I'm looking at this circle of light that is around his mind, and how true it is that so much of what we need about our lives and about appreciating our journey comes from how we think about what's going on right now. And I'm listening to some really interesting information these days about the words we use. How do we pick our language? And did you realize that really is a language of healing, a language of wholeness that comes when we become connected to the divine? And so, if there's something that you need to be healed right now, if there's a part of your life that you're feeling that you've been detached from your highest good, one of the things that you're going to notice is that your thinking can either take you downhill in a huge hurry, or it can be taken, or you can turn your course around and go straight forward. And so, Miss Christina, what's happening here is that Spirit is coming to you with the commission to sharpen your awareness about the words that you're using. Quick example: if you say to yourself, I need to think about that, I need to think about that, think how it changes if if you say instead, I need to reflect on that. I need to ponder that, right? Thinking is so linear and goes into logic. And when spirit gets involved, there's very little logic, very little. And so when the stripped down figure shows up with this light right around that sacral chakra, it just shows that there's something going on for you that's taken you to the bottom, the core of your being, and that there's a rebuilding that's happening. You're going to be stronger than you ever thought you could be as you submit your desires into the divine. Being able to make a decision. I need to heal from this. I need to heal from this. When you state it like that, you've created the decision. And once that decision has been made, your intuition will guide you. And you will find yourself with creative ideas that you never thought about. Now, Christina, I know you're using art as a part of your healing. And so I feel like Spirit is absolutely in your camp, that that's what is in your highest good. And I'm going to get a piece of art. I wasn't going to, let me just run off. I want to bring a piece of art that I did so I can share with you guys. So hold on just a sec. I started doing some, it's got a name, it's called neurographic art. And I'm going to be using this in my work for myself. I call it doodling on steroids. That's what my personal name for it is. But this particular art piece that I drew, and I bought a little tiny book of 3x5 cards, and then I decorated both sides of the book so that it would be my own. And then I decided I'm going to make these little art pieces that help me heal. Because what I realized is that some things that happened in my lifetime were harder for me to deal with. My mom was hurt in a tragic accident when I was just a toddler, and my life with her was completely difficult. And even though I was there at the moment that she actually died and I was holding her hand, our relationship from my birth to her death was not an easy one. However, what I learned is that through drawing and doodling, I could process some of my painful emotions, and it's really worked out for me. So I'm doing this one around money, and that's why I made it all green. It's not quite finished yet, but this morning I heard an affirmation that moved me. It moved my soul, and so I wrote it down here. There's nothing too good for me. There's nothing too good for me. And so this is a way that I can bring two pieces together, the doodling, the art, the coloring that takes all that time and creates all the flow, because that's the idea of creating what's called neurographic art, and you can find tons of YouTubes about it. But this morning, listening to the work of Florence Scovel Shinn, who is a manifesting teacher who lived in the last century, this is one of her favorite affirmations. There's nothing too good for me. And even though that may feel false for you, Christina, because of what you're going through, what Florence taught was, even if you say this hundreds of times a day, what it'll do is it goes with that decision. I will heal from this, and then create that affirmation. There's nothing too good for me. And that's a spiritual truth that can really bring healing. Thank you guys. All those compliments for my art. I thank you so much. Would you like to see one more? I have one more in my little book. And this one, was about a family member, and I was just like carrying a lot of worry for my family member, and I just felt like their decisions were painful for me to watch. Do you guys know what I mean when you have a family member where there's decisions that are painful. Well, I did a doodle, and it's very cool how you create these drawings with doodles. And like I said, there's tons of examples online. And what I did was then I saw the shapes. So first I doodled, and then I saw the shapes. And I saw this bird, and this bird-like figure, and it looks like it's running and chasing. And then I saw this other bird here that's kind of looking over its shoulder. Now, I know you guys have to use your imaginations to see this with me. But what struck me, and I saw this heart shape, because the shapes appear as you doodle. And so for me, what it was is that I have this mother hen energy that I want to take care of everyone, and even to my own detriment, where I have been wanting to be the helper for the person. I don't want them to suffer. I don't want my person to have sadness. I don't want my person to suffer in but yet I can't stop suffering for other people. I can't make their life better. It's up to them to make their life better. And so what I saw here was that, yes, I have this fiery desire to protect, but this person, the other person in my problem, is like needs to do it by themselves. They are peeking at my life and they're drawing strength from my life, but they need to keep going on their own path. And so, anyway, I'm sorry, I'm kind of rambling today, but I wanted to share the art because it's helping me, and anybody can doodle, right? And you guys have seen where I teach the scribbling technique, where when you just can't even think, there's no words for the pain that you're in. And Christina, I know that you have been through a lot, my friend. And so the scribbling technique is where it's the easiest journaling there is. So anybody who's experiencing a great loss, or you're aware of pain, you can feel frustration, anything that's happening, you grab a piece of paper and a pencil or crayon, and as you're thinking about the thing that's troubling you, you just start to scribble. It's not fair. It's not fair. I hate that this is happening. It's not fair. And all you do is just keep repeating in your mind the trouble that's happening. And you really do pour out of your heart, down your arm, into the pencil. And you don't have to be fancy. This is such an effective tool to just let some of the grief and sadness fall away. Eventually, your arm kind of gets tired, and then you quit, and that's good. You leave it in the divine's hands and go on with your day. Okay, so Christina, thank you. I'm so glad you were here to be my first person today. And I'm going to draw one of the Whispering Woods cards, Secrets from the Forest, Enchanting Secrets from the Forest. And so right away, I want to remind you, Christina, because we do know one another, that spending time outside is absolutely critical to your healing. And Anjana, missing your mom, those people who you are here visiting me today, I'm Catherine. I'm so grateful that you're here and can learn that Source loves you so much. Whatever is your definition of God, you are so loved. And learning how to love yourself will bring so much peace. Whether you're looking for a partner to find you, how about you find you? How about you be your own source of love first? And here is your card, Christina. The most unlikely friendships can form. Like variegated lichens on hard rock, they create a tight bond. So for you, Christina, an unlikely friendship is in, perhaps you know who this person is already, but this idea of nature feeding your spirit is what you are going to notice. And sometimes when we do lose a friend because they make a choice that takes them out of our life or they move away, I'm a person who's moved a lot in my life. And I got to live in Mexico for 4 years, which was just beautiful for me. Okay? And so what we're seeing here is that, first of all, the friendship that is passed into a new dimension is always going to be with you in energy and spirit. There is someone new. Can they match what happened with your other person? No. Will they be your other person? No. But the friendship, believe me, when you meet this person, you are going to have a lightning bolt where you're like, I remember that reading. This is the most unlikely friendship I could have ever imagined. Okay, so thank you, Christina. I'm so glad you could be here today. I've got goosebumps running up and down my arms. Everybody send love. Please press the heart emoji and send love to Christina, because this is a deep time of transformation, isn't it, my friend? Okay, I don't have the little icon over here. I need help. So y'all just hit that heart emoji over there to the right of your chat. Thank you so much. I always feel like magic happens when I press nothing and the hearts appear. Thank you, Christina. You are greatly loved. Okay, who else would like to have a card? Lily, I see your name popped up, so let me draw. Now, Lily, I know that on your mind is another person, okay? I feel in my spirit that you are so desiring to have a reading from about another person. And I want you to put that on hold. I'm such a bossy reader, you guys. I mean, sorry about that. I can't help myself. But Spirit wants for you to see, okay, see, now you're asking for someone else, okay? You're asking me about someone else. What I want to do is to help you love yourself. I know this seems awkward, but believe me, if you and your soul create a relationship, another more people are drawn to that. People are drawn to someone who knows that they are important, that they're on the planet for a purpose. Okay, so Lily, I hear, I feel in my heart your desire to be in a couple. This is Spirit's guidance for how to make this happen for you. Okay, and we have the goddess of the moon. There has been a lot of confusion, hasn't there, Lily? A lot of disappointment. Yes, yes. That there has been confusion and disappointment as other humans, Lily, other humans have been difficult, haven't they? When you let yourself think about having your life partner, your heart just feels heavy. Look at how she's straining to hold this moon into place, okay? To hold that moon, to be the perfect person to attract your soulmate. You have been putting so much pressure on yourself that there's something that you need to do to find your partner, okay? What we're wanting for you, Spirit would talk to you and say, my dear Lily, you are such a kind and giving person. My dear Lily, there is so much coming for you, coming forward in your life. And even though it seems like the one thing you want, to be married, to have a soulmate, that so much of your focus has been on that, that you haven't seen how much love has flowed into your life and even flows into your life today, right this minute, Lily. There are people in your life right now who are throwing love into your life. So many people. These are, some of them are strangers. Noma, I see Noma Jean. I feel your heart. Sometimes when you're looking just for that partner, you're attracting people who are not truly ready for love. This can be very disappointing. But what the universe wants us to do is to see who we can love right now, and to have that mantra, if you use the word God, whatever is your word for God, talking to the divine, God, show me who I can love today. I am open to flowing love today. If you could lay down this burden, if you could completely surrender your desire for a partner, and believe me, I know this is not easy. I know what the word is today is not an easy word. But laying down your desire for a partner and asking the divine to show you which humans in your life right now need love, everything will change. You, right now, it's like you're trying to get online. You know how it is when you're waiting. Can you hear me now? That when your cell phone coverage is blinky, or when you're trying to watch something on the internet and it goes into that spinning mode, that's what's happening. Lily, your energy is stuck. And those of you who can't find a partner, this is true for each and every one of you. People, humans around you right now are missing out on you because your focus is so much on the external. So, Lily, bring your arms down. Be able to say, I surrender my need for a partner today. I want to grow in love instead. And a good affirmation, even though I don't know how, I'm feeling so loved right now. Even though I don't know how, love is flowing to me right now. Taking your eyes off your partner and putting it on expanding your love right now. Humans, people that you walk by on the street, the people who serve you, all of them need to feel loved just like you do. So find a way to show your love to others, and you will have more freedom in receiving love. Now, let me tell you what I think about finding partners. I believe that if the divine has planted a seed within you, Lily, to be in a partnership, I 100% believe that this is possible. I 100% believe that because I don't believe that the universe, it has a big joke where they say, okay, we're going to create a desire for Lily to have a soulmate, and then we're not going to allow it. That's what we're going to do. No, 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 no. Spirit doesn't play games like that. Spirit wants you to understand that you are destined to find someone. And if that person was due to show up in your life right now, it would. But right now, what's showing up is loneliness and longing, and those things are not very attractive. People don't want to be the source for you, they want to be a partner. So, we're going to use this beautiful card for the Whispering Woods, a message from nature for you. Okay, Lily? Let's see what it is. Oh, music. All right, Lily, are you a musician? Do you like to sing? Did you play an instrument when you were young? There is something going on in healing for you around music. There is a melody to be heard in the deepest parts of the woods if only we listen. So, the music of nature. In Tennessee right now, we have some insects that are called cicadas, and they are singing their asses off. Lily, beautiful. What is the song of nature? If you take a walk outside and humming is a powerful way to be connected to the divine. Did you know that? Humming. So as you're walking in nature, hum. Hum a melody and listen to spirit. Lily, you have a gorgeous, loving heart, but you're working way too hard to find that partner. The Spirit of God wants to commune with you. That's why people tune into my channel. They hear my voice. I can't tell you how many times people say there's something about your voice. It draws me in. That same for you, Lily. When you balance out your energy and focus in on who needs love today, and say to the Lord who is your God, who can I love today? That will change your inner sense of what's possible for you. Okay, listen, I know these readings are quick and there's only one card, so be sure to check out my channel, manifestfaster.com. There's free resources over there where go look it up. There's a place that says start here, and start there, and you will be able to see some wisdom coming from the heart of God just for you. Okay, all right, so let me take a sip of my water. Hi, Naveen. Hi, Reality. Hi, Noma Jean. Noma Jean has been here for a while, so I'm going to pull a card for Noma Jean. And also do note that these cards are for everyone. Hi, Honey Love. Hi, Reality. Welcome. I'm so glad you're here. I'm going to be doing a handful of readings for the collective because these cards that we're pulling are cards for everyone. So I don't know how many I will be able to call, but you can receive from every card. So Reality, Honey Love, and Naveen, but you can claim this. Lily, you are sure welcome. I know you've been to my readings before, and so honestly, go to manifestfaster.com and you will be blessed, okay? Because there's a real vibe of healing that hangs out at that website. Hi, Diksha. Welcome. Diksha, I will read a card for you after I do Noma Jean. Okay, Noma Jean, let's take a look here. And those of you who are just listening in or maybe just stopped by, welcome. My name is Catherine, and it's my heart to help reconnect you to your heart. Whatever's going on that you think you need another human to come in and be something for you, the divine is telling you today that you have everything you need on the inside. Your heart is a love machine. We need to connect you to your heart. Okay, so Noma Jean, hi, Asmi. You are welcome to participate and receive from this card. Just put into the comments, I receive. I receive. Write it down. Claim it. Let's take a peek here. Noma Jean, it does look like there's been some hostility in your life. Okay, there's some drama going on. Now, is there anybody here who doesn't have drama? Thank you, Diksha. Right, we all have drama. You can't wake up in the morning and not go outside and see drama. You turn on the internet, there's drama. There's people who are being cruel to each other. And when hostility is going on, Noma, when hostility is going on, it's hard to feel love. In my own family, the way I grew up, there was a lot of cruelty. The people did not, my people who raised me did not know how to be kind to one another. There was so much hostility. And in our world right now, there's hostility that shows up here on my channel sometimes, where somebody will come in and say that what I do is full of crap, that there's no such thing as tarot, there's no such thing as reading cards, and they will throw stuff at me, and I can feel embarrassed, or I can get hurt feelings from somebody else's hostility. So Noma, and hi, Rhoda. Welcome, girl. I'm so always glad to see you. When we have hostility around us, it's very important to find the peace within. So for you, Noma, meditation and yoga would both be an excellent idea. Rhoda, I'm sensing your energy here in this. Diksha, I feel that this sense of divine timing, you would not be hearing my words if this wasn't for you. part of the magic of the internet. There's so much AI right now, and there's a lot of great AI. Some of the readings are excellent because AI is able to collect all of the written wisdom, all of the books that have been written about tarot are in AI. So you can ask AI for a reading. But the beauty of a living human reading the cards is that I'm actually pulling the energy from you all. Part of the magic of that is you guys are a part of this reading. So Nettie and Rhoda and Anijana receive what this is saying. All of the people who come into my readings are sensitive, okay? You are sensitive and you feel things deeply. It's hard for you to see people in pain, isn't it, Noma? It's hard, Anjana. It's hard to see people in pain. Do you agree? Hit that heart if you agree, if you feel in your being that when you see somebody hurt, even an animal, there's a part of your heart that gets broken. So this message is about how do we deal with hostility? Do we fight back? Do we join? Do we argue? No. If you are sensitive, you need to press into the divine. What does that mean? When you meditate, when you sit still, in fact, when you leave this reading, I want you guys to sit in a chair, close your eyes, and sit still for 5 minutes, okay? Set your timer on your watch, 5 minutes of eyes closed, and just experience it. When you close your eyes, you shut down a sense, right? Your sense of sight, and it enlivens your intuition. Your intuition does not want you fighting over something stupid. Your intuition wants to connect you to the divine. Meditation will help. If you meditate 15 minutes, it'll help even more. But 5 minutes is enough. And then thank Spirit for bringing you peace. Okay, even though I don't know how, I'm feeling so much peace right now. Even though I don't know how, peace is flooding into my being right now. No matter what happens, I choose peace. These are the things that will help you to deal with being distracted by hostility. Okay, so Noma, thank you so much for being here today. I don't know your personal situations, you guys, and I don't need to, because the energy that comes from you into this space allows me to tell the story that I'm telling. It's strange to be a reader in a way. The closest thing that I can tell you is it's like improv. If you do improv where you make up scenes together, there's improv groups so many places around the country and around the world where you can get together and do these improvisational skits with people where you simply speak, you let your story come out, and that's what happens here. All right, so let's go forward. For with you, Noma, here is your card, the blessings of the forest for you. Let's see, this is humility. Okay. Naveen, thank you. I am so grateful that Spirit uses me to express unconditional love. I appreciate that. I've heard it for years. I used to teach golf, and I love golf. I used to teach golf, and people, even back then, they would say, there's something about your voice. And you know what? I was embarrassed about my voice. If I heard myself talking on a recording, I cringed. It was so difficult. I have to tell you, I'm not proud of it, but I actually hated my voice. And it took years of healing, years of tapping, of scribbling. I have all these tools to help myself, and humility helped me because Spirit had to say, look, when you say you hate your voice, you're hurting my heart. All right? And so I had to be humble enough to quiet myself to really hear what Spirit had to say. So humility, Noma, this is your word. Flowers are unaware of each other's beauty. They bloom regardless. Listen, isn't that beautiful? Flowers are unaware of each other's beauty. They just bloom. Can you imagine if the flowers in, this makes me laugh, can you imagine if the flowers in the garden had a fight, that they were hostile with one another? Okay, that makes me have an idea. You guys are going to have to bear with me. I'll be right back. You guys are so patient with me. I love you. Okay. Now I had to run out to my garden because this idea cracked me up. Okay, so imagine God creates humans. There's not one human exactly like you, okay? There's not one human on the planet that's like you, I promise. So here we have an illustration. Here is a marigold. Whoops. Oh no, look, it's broken. It fell off. I was trying to pick it. That's even better. Look at that. It's broken, okay? And then here is this, what's the name of this flower? It's some kind of rose. Is it desert rose? It might be desert rose. Okay, so let's just pretend that these are humans, okay? I mean, yeah, so how silly would it be if these flowers had an argument? So the pink flower, I'm just going to speak for them. Look at you. Look at you over there. You're broken. Look at that. Look how wilted you are. You can't even stand up. What kind of flower are you? Look at that. Look at how broken you are. And then the yellow flower says, look, I'm doing the best I can. You're being really mean. I had a hard day. You're being so mean to me. And the red, well, too bad for you. So sad. You don't know what pain is like. You have no idea. My mother is so mean to me this morning, and I'm just angry, and I get to be angry, and that's that. And the fact that you're in my space is making me mad. And then the yellow flower goes, look, I'm having a hard day. I just need someone to talk to. Can't you talk to me? No, I'm not talking to you. Go solve your own problem. Now, how ridiculous is that? How ridiculous that these two flowers would argue, right? It would never happen. It would never happen. So that's where I'm thinking I'm just going to lay them here to be our guardians for the rest of the reading, that we need to be like that with the other humans. We have to look at them as things of beauty, and they might annoy us, but if we take this lesson home with us today, right, where we're simply not going to allow ourselves to be mean to each other and release ourselves from hostility, because humans are absolutely, we are beautiful flowers in the garden of God. Okay, all right. Thank you for your patience. You guys are the best. All right, so let's see. Who was it? Diksha. I think that I said I would pull a card for you. So you guys, 18 likes, 18 people love that. And mine says 1717 right now. So if somebody wants to do me a favor, if you guys, Martha, hi. If you guys could, somebody look up the meaning of 1717. Look up the spiritual meaning of 17 for me and put it into the chat. I think it would be a blessing for everybody. Okay, thank you. Let's moving forward. I'm so glad to see you, Martha. Welcome. Okay, so now I'm going to pull for Diksha. You guys, I'm not going to be able to pull a card for everyone today. I just, I'm telling you that the best way, hi Naveen, I see you. I'm going to pull as Spirit guides me. I do hope I can call your card, but it's to be magical. We're just going to let the cards flow. And remember, you can choose to receive. All you have to do is say, I receive this card. It's magical, and it always works. Okay, so here's our next card. And for Diksha, did you see how that... Oh, Diksha. So Diksha, this flower flipped itself over. So what that's showing me is that I wonder, do you like to garden, Diksha? Is there a place that you can go be with flowers? I feel like there's something going on for you that is important with the garden. Oh, thank you, Martha. The spiritual meaning of angel number 1717 is a reminder to stay connected to your spiritual path and trust in the guidance of your angels. Oh man, that just gives me goosebumps across my chest. Anybody else getting any goosebumps? Wow, that really is beautiful. So, what we're today, and today is the 17th. Thank you, Martha. Yes, so what's happening today, the heart of our readings is about self love, that we need to fall in love with ourself. I've been saying lately for me, we need to fall in love with our own soul. Your soul is thirsty, okay? Your soul is thirsty. And for you, Diksha, girl, you have healing. There's a call on your life, Diksha. The healer of the ages. The spirit of God, the spirit of the divine is a healing force. Nothing on the planet is empty of God. Okay, so flowers contain God. God is the ingredients to make a flower. God is the ingredients to make you who you are. I love, Diksha, that you have a garden in your house. And Diksha, you've reached out to me and sent me emails, and I love that connection. Thank you so much, because it shows me that no matter where we are in the world, no matter what language we speak, we are truly a great big garden with all of us being a blossom in that garden. And so by us plugging our soul into the divine, it's like plugging a toaster into the wall. If you're plugging into the electricity of the divine. And for me personally, nature has healed me. When I took time away from thinking and go into the woods or take a walk and just look at the trees and flowers, it changes things. So, Diksha, this is a very important message. I know that you have needs and desires that you want to see happen in your life. We all do. Notice how the hands are reaching out. It just shows me that you are willing to do the work to create in yourself the kind of human that you want to be the best Diksha that you can be, making those choices on the daily to trust the divine. There seems to be some healing that needs to happen in your heart, Diksha. There's some healing, some divine work that needs to be done. And so I highly recommend the doodling, the art. I demonstrated before, and I just want, because some of you guys were not here early in the reading, and Diksha, I just want to show you this again. I created a small notebook where I'm starting to do some drawings that are basically doodling. And so, Diksha, I'm just laying my painting one more time. These are perfect size to fit on the screen. It's kind of cool. This is based on what's called neurographic art. Oh gosh, Diksha, you must. I have your email address, Diksha, so I'm going to send you a couple of YouTube resources so that you can see how to do this, because I learned how by watching YouTube. Isn't it true? You can learn everything on YouTube. But drawing in this way of making these flowing images that suggest, they look like cells, don't they? And so the idea of creating this art that uses flow, it distracts you from whatever's going on for you. So let's say you are looking for a soulmate, you want to have love, then you drawing something like this is green, which is the color of the heart chakra, and of course always for money also. And then I wrote an affirmation on the painting. There's nothing too good for me. There's nothing too good for me. So what that does is it just acknowledges that finding a partner is not too good for you, right? Having enough money to live securely, that's not too good for you. but it's a general statement. There's nothing too good for me. This comes from the work of Florence Scovel Shinn, who's long deceased, but her wisdom is alive on YouTube. And so this kind of artwork will be wonderful for you, okay? This neurographic artwork, when you see it, it instructs you to write down some affirmations or desires, which I do on the back side. You can see my handwriting there. I'm holding it upside down, I know. But the handwriting wrote down my intentions, and then on the reverse side of the paper, I created this doodle, all right? So what that says is that somatic, it's called somatic work. When you use your body with your thoughts, it brings peace, okay? So Diksha, what an exciting reading. Also, because you're a healer, and there's healing in your core, your paintings, your drawings bring healing, okay? Your your paintings have healing. So you may want to give them to people. I'm just sensing, Diksha, that you could make some little tiny paintings like this, and you can infuse them with divine energy. You could actually give them out to strangers. Wouldn't that be cool? It kind of makes me think for myself too. I think people would be very surprised if a stranger walked up and gave them a picture and said, I just feel drawn to share this with you. So I don't know what that means for you, Diksha, and perhaps you already sell your art at festivals and that sort of thing, but I feel like there's a call for you to use your art in healing, okay? So let me draw a card. Naveen, Naveen is telling me that her crown chakra and third eye are actively receiving the energy of this reading. And thank you for sharing that, because I know when I'm connected because of goosebumps. Sometimes yawns will happen, sometimes tingles, strange things in your body. That's the spirit's way of saying you're plugged in right now. That's why meditation is so powerful. Yoga, these practices use your body. And of course, I use tapping. And tapping is my way of, excuse me, tapping is my favorite way to detach myself from worry and upset. Okay, so hold on, I need a drink of water. Okay. I know a card's going to pop out for Diksha. Excuse me. Diksha, I want to tell you, don't be afraid of speaking your truth. Don't be afraid of speaking what's on your mind. Trust the divine. Okay, this is beautiful art. Some person designed and drew and painted this as the back for my cards. Okay, isn't that neat? And so art is so much a part. We are so fortunate with these cards that we are able to use somebody's art to teach. And right now, just to give credit where credit is due, the author of this deck, I just want to show it to you because it's so beautiful. The author is Sandra Ann Taylor. And bless her for gifting us with the beautiful art of these cards that's right now making a difference for you guys. It's awesome. Okay, so Diksha, retreat. Spoil yourself in the morning mist. Breathe in nature's sweet scents. Okay, this means quiet, no devices, spending time in the garden. Okay, go to a place where there is nature. Here in Tennessee, there are gardening stores where you can go and walk the aisles, and there's so many different flowers, and that's sometimes the most beautiful place that you can go, to a park. But there's something about the morning outside. So pack up a little kit, take your art supplies, find exterior place where there are flowers and do some paintings. Okay, Diksha? These are like marching orders directly from the divine. And I like how this, look at how the head with all that light is just crowning this request. Diksha, can you go garden? Also, I will send you write a note to myself so I don't forget. I will send you, and anybody else that wants to do the doodle drawings like I do, just email me, manifestfaster.com is my website, but also my email is patternbreakertarot@gmail, and if you send me an email, I'll send you a resource, okay? So Diksha, doodling, okay, excellent. Okay, so divine timing, I was seeing that you are here, and I that was a little bit ago, so I'm going to do a reading here for divine timing, and then, yes, okay, good, good, good. I'm trying to catch up. I'm not going to be able to do everyone today. I apologize up front, but I so want to be able to assure you that even if I don't read a card for you specifically, my voice is carrying love from the universe. What an honor it is to have you here listening today. What an honor. Okay, so let's pick a card for Rhoda. Okay, Rhoda. Rhoda, what I am aware of here with this card is how much space between these figures. Okay, this is called Happy Family, and it's a card of stability. It's a card of manifestation. And the number 4, that is is a number of stability. I mean, think about a four legs on a table, right? And 4 legs on a chair. There's the 4 pillars that hold family together. Today, I'm aware of the larger family, the family of God, because everyone that's listening right now, every person who is hearing my voice, you are part of my family. You may be only here for a second. You may hear me say this and think, wait, what did she say? Because I believe with all my heart that the technology, while it can be scary, it does give us the opportunity to connect to a live human. There's so much AI right now, and AI is awesome. It can feel like family. Some people talk to AI as if they're a friend, and I admire that because I think it's a way to solve the loneliness that they're feeling. But the truth is, we were not created to have connection with machines. We were created to have connections with humans. But how, Rhoda, how can you stay connected when you're feeling pulled apart? How can you stay connected when you're feeling pulled apart? Spirit, what do you have for Rhoda? I feel like what Spirit has for you today, Rhoda, is acceptance. To accept distance as a part of love. There's a really good book that I know about, and it's about the power of discord. And it tells a very surprising statistic. 70% of the time, loving people are in discord. People who are in relationship. Okay, so not living with your kids. Okay, so the fact that even if you were living with your children right now, 70% of the time you would be out of sync. This is in normal relationships. I think in our hearts that if you really love someone, you're always in sync, right? Or at least half the time. I mean, it's kind of unfair that we only get to be in sync 30% of the time. We can feel like it's too little, but research is showing that it's the repair from discord that makes everything work, and that Even when infants, when the mother walks out of the room and the infant gets in distress, when the mother comes back, there's a reconnection. They did an experiment where they had parents put a look on their face of blankness, that they were just uninterested in the baby, okay? Where the baby could see their face, but the face had no interest in them. And what they found out is that the babies were upset. And when the person put a look of engagement, when they looked at the baby in the eyes and they smiled, they were comforted. So this study on discord is a tremendous promise. Here we have a storm, right? The storm is going away, and the light that comes after the storm is the rainbow. When you see a rainbow, it's a reminder of reconnection. They're so, what do you call that? They're so rare, aren't they? They're rare to see a rainbow. But you can see them in art, and you can draw them with a pen and with several colors. So what you're wanting, the message for you is, Rhoda, that it doesn't matter if you're not with your family in physical. In fact, many times you can be more connected in the invisible realms because you don't have to worry about how to be human. And so one of my favorite techniques is to create notes, just to, in your notebook, grab a little journal, and every day, Rhoda, just pretend that you're with your person. Pretend that you're with that child and write to them, okay? Neville, you guys know I love Neville, and Neville talks about revision. And Rhoda, I want to tell a story. I don't want to bore you guys with my own life because I know you come here for the cards. But I have to tell a story. And it's about with one of my own adult children. And I'm feeling disconnected from my adult children. It's hard to figure out how to be a parent as an adult because you don't want to, interfere or make my agenda their priority. But I was disappointed about something that happened, and I was feeling lonely. So I created a story. And Rhoda, if you write to me, you have my email address, I think. It's divine timing, that's you. It's patternbreakertarot@gmail.com. I am happy to share the revision that I wrote. I'm happy to share it because it was a completely fabrication. It was imaginary. The chance of my person doing what I wrote felt entirely fictional. And it feels silly in a way. It's like making affirmations. Like the affirmation, there's nothing too good for me. Making that affirmation when I don't feel like it's true, it feels kind of dumb at first. But after you write your letter to your person and let it go, you somehow, I don't know how it works, but the divine can change people's hearts. Meanwhile, I did have a resolution. This person contacted me. They created a plan. They wanted to see me, and it worked. It wasn't like what I wrote. It wasn't the imaginary story, but it fixed my heart. That person reached out in such a way that the distance that I felt was repaired. Okay, so revision is something that Neville Goddard teaches. There's tons of YouTubes online where you can just Google revision. YouTube search for revision, and you will have floods of videos that you can watch. Okay, so I feel like the pain of being detached from somebody you love can be very severe. But when you realize that there's no distance in spirit, there's no distance at all. And in the power of imagination, you can create that bridge. Okay? So, yes, please reach out to me, Rhoda. And also, remember, I do the private videos for people where I create a reading and then create a tapping session for you. And Rhoda, it might be time for you to have that service. You can re-watch the video as often as you want. It's your own private video, but the tapping might be very helpful for you to allow the discord, to allow what feels uncomfortable to be a soul connector, okay? A soul connector. So let's pick my beautiful, whoops, oh, that was obvious. This card jumped to my attention. Rhoda, this is for you. Oh, look at this. I get goosebumps all over myself when I see this. Look to the space between the trees for the answers. So look at how it echoes this space between, right? I have goosebumps all over my body. Divine timing. You know, for you to pick that name for yourself, divine timing, it's like a joke, isn't it? It's a joke in a way that the divine is laughing with joy because you're looking at the answer to allow this distance. Out of all the decks that I use, that has this imagery of the happy family. This is highly unusual that they're so stretched out. In most of my other decks, the family is knit together, okay? Oh my gosh. Do contact me, Divine Timing, because the work I'm doing right now I'm doing private videos that are doing readings plus tapping. They are getting unbelievable results. So anybody who wants to take a deep dive, if you feel like there's humans in your life that are impossible to deal with, please take into your heart my illustration about how nature does not argue with itself, that these two are from different plants, but they're not spitting vinegar at each other. They're not creating any sort of hostility. They don't hate one another. They don't even need to take the time to think such thoughts. And if God is in these flowers and God is in our hearts, we can develop the ability to live and let go, and to realize that silly of this marigold to be mad that it's not pink. And many times in parenting, it's the toughest thing we can do to accept our child's pinkness when we want them to be yellow, just like this, okay? So guys, I am coming to the end of the reading. I'm so sorry I wasn't be able to get to everyone today. I am coming on live during the week in pop-up calls, pop-up videos. They're going to be very short, possibly only 20 minutes long, because I want to do things differently and I want to be available for more people than I can touch. The universe is leaning on me to take care of myself and to limit the time that I spend in my work, and so that I am going to the woods more often and I am walking in my garden and creating art. So you all, I thank you so much for being here. I love you so deeply. This will be posted and I will put timestamps so you can come back and watch the reading. And remember, as a member of my family in the collective, you don't need to have me read a card especially for you. I'm here as a vessel to connect you to your soul. Let's put your hand on your heart right now. Let's take a couple of breaths. Receive the love that God has for you. I look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you for spending your time with me. Bye now.